Hello, and it's back to Owl's Railway. This is my second video. The first one I thought was rubbish, but here we go again. Sorry about the camera work. I'm still learning, and this is where the whole story began. Back in 1963, I think, or maybe 1964. My father bought me this for Christmas. Come on, here she comes. Here she comes. Look here, look at that. Look, it's a B12, complete with its two carriages. This if it's. I was 5 at the time when I was born in 1958, so it was either Christmas '64. I think 64, maybe 65. This engine is quite old now, but it still runs lovely, really nice. It's done hundreds and hundreds of miles. This is, I think, my 5th layout. Started off with a loop on the floor. I call that number 1. My father also made me a bedroom railway, which lasted a few years. It was about 6 foot long. After my father died, my mum allowed me to have the whole back room. That was an 8x4 sheet layout with 2 tail chasing loops, and sometimes I used to just leave this engine running and go for my dinner, and then my friends would call for me and I'd go out for several hours and come home to find the thing still chattering around this 8x4 sheet layout, which was, I will dig a picture out of it, was quite good. But there she is, the B12 that my father bought me, my very first engine. The year before he bought me, I think, an N-gauge layout, which I completely wrecked and took to pieces. So I was about 5, I think. I should have written all this down, really. But he learnt me to look after things. And if you look after things, they last a lifetime. So I just send her off now. Excuse the camera up. So this is her in action on the latest loft layout. Whoops, she doesn't like my points, but they could be a little dirty as well. There's the B12. It's so old. Going through Dover Cliffs. Here she comes. Look at that. Oh, better. I think with a little bit of servicing, this thing is going to fly on this layout. And the 2 original carriages. I'm so pleased with that. Hasn't been run for, I can't remember how many years. It's about 20 metres of track to get around per circuit, so it's taking her time. I'm really happy with her. That's probably done about 20 circuits now, and it's starting to get much smoother. And yeah, I think I'm going to do the back to back on these wheels and see what happens. Here she comes again. Yeah, that's it. There she comes. We'll slow her down a bit now. My faithful old B12 and her original carriages. I'm so pleased with that. I didn't think it would go. Is she warm? A little bit. Yes. You may have seen my previous video, which this is running. This is an eBay find. I bought it in the middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning for very little money. I can't remember how much, but she runs fine. I haven't serviced it. Some of my old carriages that I bought when I was a teenager, I think, if I remember. And is that a Gov? It's a Lima, very good model. Yes, this is another eBay find. Lovely coach, 2 older coaches, and the backman. I've just placed one of my larger bridges in position. It's quite a wide gap of probably about 14-inch to straddle the 2 branch line tracks over the main line. This is the main line. It's not actually running yet because it's not a complete full circuit, but into the cliffs we go, and along the back scene. As you may have known if you watched the last video, I've made all these sections in the kitchen. This is the first section I ever made. It was 2 meters long from here all the way along to the other side of that tunnel. It's 2 meters long. It's open frame. There's no actual baseboard. I also got into a bit of boat building, and that's why I construct this layout. That's why I've constructed this layout as an open frame. So it's 2 meters long, and I supported it in the center and just rested it on a piece of wood for the whole of the summer. And I come back to examine it, and it's still absolutely perfectly straight. And I've had my grandson, who weighs about 4 stone, standing on the track beds with no deflection whatsoever. So that's how. I'll see what else I can find for you. As a youngster, I was told that I'd been a good boy, and would I like a present? So I went with my father to the local hobby shop, model rail shop. Turner's in Dover, still exists. And for 7 shillings and 6pence, we took this from the shop. Well, I was so pleased as a boy to have such a gorgeous, it's Nelly, of course. She still runs. She still runs, just to prove it. These tracks are very dirty, but hopefully she will, there she goes. Oh yes, she's like little Nelly. Again, she could do with a service, but that's number 2. Let's put her up on the main line for now. That's it. And there came this. Oh, by the way, the B12. My dad come out of the war after going to Germany and come back. He was on the southern region as a fireman for a couple of years. So that's why we ended up with a B12. So I think it might have been a B1 or the B16, is it? 17? We're running on the southern region. So my dad was and he painted this one green in not hair fix, Humble Paints. I must get some stickers for it. And this was a black ginty, and I painted this when I was about 14. Still runs, just to prove it. We'll just see. There we go. Oops. Yep, she still runs. Although, again, I think she needs a bit of a service. Whoops, she's come off the road. And it's a bit naughty. Watch this. Oh, it's a wonder they run at all. Yes, I think some track cleaning is needed. Well, thanks for my second video. I hope it was better than the first. Look at this upturned table. What's that doing there? Anyway, that's Al with the B12 and my two lovely cream and custard coaches. And what would they be? 50 years old? More than 50 years old, this lot, and it still runs. So that's from Rovex at Westwood, Margate, and she's gorgeous. Okay, take care. I'll try and do another video soon.